Hey guys, Andy here. So I started working from home last January, so that's a year and 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. And when I started working from home, I decided there were two things I probably should look into spending a bit of money on. One was a really good ergonomic chair, which I found secondhand. It's like a Herman or something like that. Secondly was a standing desk. Now, up until about a month ago, I just not had the space for it, but as my brother's moved out and I've been able to almost make an office for myself here, I thought, right, finally, I better get myself a standing desk. A lot of options. You can go sort of the cheap eBay/Amazon route, or I thought actually I'll go with a branded one. So we're taking a look today at the Herman Miller Fully, I think it's called, motorized standing desk. So if I cover off some of the specs, because there's quite a lot of options. I went with the 120 centimetre wide. They're all 80 centimetres deep. So this is 80 by 120. To me, it's a really big desk space. But you can go for 140, which is another £40, or 160, which is another £150. I went with the white one simply because it's the cheapest, but you can get it in black or alloy. I don't know why, but you're looking, I forget exactly how much more. It's not a lot, but £40 or £50 more for different colours. You can then have power grommets in the corner. They were another, what were they? £130. And then you get options of just up and down controls or programmable controls. And the programmable ones are £80 more. And I decided to go for that option just because I thought, if it annoys me that I've always got to keep moving up and down to where I want it, I'm maybe more likely to go, I can't bother to do it. Whereas if I can literally just press, at this point, I've programmed it into 1 or 2. So I press 1 and it goes to my seated. I press 2 and it goes to my standing. That's nice and simple. So to me it was money well spent. So this actual configuration right now on the site is £605. I've managed to buy one, I think it was 20% off, I don't know why. So I got it a bit cheaper than that. Now on the website it currently says it would take 4 weeks. If you were trying to buy this desk, it would be 4 weeks delivery. I think it said about 3 weeks when I placed my order, and I think it was about 2 weeks, but it might take some time. When it arrived, it came in I think 4 different boxes in all. So one for the work surface, one for the controls and electronic gubbins, I think one for the feet and one for the kind of legs, if that makes sense. It was quite easy to put together. I kind of managed to just about do it in my lunch break, so it was about an hour to build. I've got some video of that happening, of time-lapse video, so maybe what I'll do, I'll tack that onto the end of the video. If you want to just sort of see how it's built, you can watch that incomplete. It is complicity, that's not a word, but in its entirety at the end of this video. As far as kind of the performance of the motor and the movement of the desk, it can go as low as 64 centimetres and as high as 129, and it'll go from its lowest point to its highest point in about 20 seconds. I was trying to verify that, and then I realised I was basically pulling all of my cables out of the back, so I stopped, but it seemed to be, I was at 17 seconds with a little bit to go still. It does have, because that reminds me, it does have some safety features built in. So when I was lowering it, I hadn't realised I left one of my microphones underneath the desk on top of a speaker, and it started to press on that and it just stopped and moved itself back up a bit. It did the same when it was pressed into the shelves at the top there. It sort of feels the resistance and it stops and lowers down again a bit. So it's sort of semi-clever, if that makes sense. It's rated as having a capacity of holding 158 kilos, including the wooden surface, which, what's that going to be, 10 or 15? So in theory, 130, 140 kilos. In theory, I could sit on it, I think, and still operate it. I've not dared try it because I don't want to burn out the motor or whatever. But it certainly is a good, stable, sturdy desk. It's very heavy when the packages all arrive. You do notice the weight. And It gives you some confidence in the quality, I suppose, and how sturdy it is going to be, which has turned out to be the case. I do like having the programmable controls. Every now and then I catch something by mistake, but on the whole, it's nice to be able to press 1 for seated and 2 for standing. When they're not being operated, the lights just kind of go off, so that's nice. It is a big work surface, even though this is the smaller work surface. I almost can't imagine. I mean, was it 160? 160, I mean, massive. Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess. It almost fit 2 people on a 160 wide. But it's a really nice desk. I don't know, there's not too much else to say. It's not that loud when it moves. It's pretty quick. And then obviously, I've not even touched on why, maybe I should have started off with this, but why would you want a standing desk? Well, it's just the health benefits that they say are sort of you get from standing through some meetings. I was just very conscious that I could literally spend my whole day at work sitting in a chair, finish work, and just start playing games probably. So I'm probably still just sitting in that chair on my computer. And I thought it'd be quite nice if I can stand a bit through the day. Or maybe that it's be quite nice. I probably should. And they do talk about you burn more. It won't be a lot, but you burn more calories standing up than sitting down. It's good for your sort of your lower back and your posture and things if you spend a bit of time, or you mix it up, I suppose. And I suppose what has surprised me in a good way, I've done hour-long meetings all stood. I would almost think that my back might start to ache or something after a little while, and I think, I need to sit down now. But no, I've easily done an hour-long meeting. I don't stand there rigid, and I don't know if it does, I think not to me, but I think someone mentioned, I think some people get annoyed by it, because I'll sort of rock a little bit perhaps when I'm in a meeting. I just be like, yeah, that's a good point. And I'll be maybe rocking back and forward, or you're moving a bit, or sometimes and then maybe that's sort of distracting to some people. I've not had any comments as yet, but yeah, easy, you go through an hour meeting, and even if you change your mind, normally you'll just sort of turn your camera off for a moment, hit the thing, and like I say, within less than 20 seconds, it's in the seated position, and you're sat, you bring your camera back on, and you carry on. So I'm really pleased I got it. It seems a really good quality desk. You could roll the dice, you could spend only a couple £100. You could get a hand-cranked mechanical one. I did think about that, and you could save a lot of money, but how often am I going to go, I'm going to spend a minute cranking it up? I suppose it's good, that's going to raise your heart rate perhaps. But no, I just wanted to make it, as with anything, you remove any sort of excuse you might have to ensure that you will hopefully use it. And I have, and I would highly recommend it. I don't think there's too much else to say. It's certainly sturdy enough that I've got the monitor stand. This is a big old monitor as well. But it's just such a sturdy desk. I didn't really have any kinds. It was a sturdy arm as well, I should say. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. So it's the fully Herman Miller motorized desk. Let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.